The family Chantal. Pretty boy Pedro keeps coasting on his looks. He crushed Chantal during their divorce. Screenrant.com/the-family-Chantal-pretty-boy-crushed-Chantal-During The family Chantal star Pedro Jimeno's good looks have paid dividends even after his time on the show. Pedro became a reality TV star when he debuted on 90 Day Fiancé alongside his partner Chantal Everett, and fans watched as Pedro went from Chantal's Spanish teacher to her husband. However, the couple's love story also came with many hiccups, especially the reluctance from both of their families to get along and accept their relationship. Despite various altercations, which caused a further rift within the family, Pedro and Chantal maintained their marriage, but only for a while. Pedro and Chantal's marriage started unraveling with accusations of infidelity levied against Pedro, who was accused of stepping out on Chantal with his sister's friend Coraima Morla and one of his co-workers. Chantal also accused Pedro of staying away from home later than usual and not supporting her in her nursing career. However, despite all these, Chantal was willing to work on her marriage with Pedro until he filed for divorce. However, many fans have wondered why Chantal was willing to take all of Pedro's lousy behavior, even though she had options. When Chantal and Pedro's romance started, Chantal's parents, Karen and Thomas, were skeptical about the pace at which the two moved from being strangers to couples and her decision to marry him after just 3 in-person meetings. Although Pedro had very little to offer Chantal financially and was barely even romantic based on what fans saw him exhibit on the show, one wonders precisely what Chantal got taken by that made her fall so quickly in love with Pedro. However, glancing at Pedro's face and body suggests Chantal probably fell for his handsomeness. Pedro might have lacked the financial ability to impress Chantal. However, he makes up for most of that through his attractiveness. Meanwhile, Chantal wasn't shy about complimenting Pedro's looks, often flirting with him on social media, including commenting, "On the way home, baby, take it off," on one of his Instagram posts. Pedro's handsome face and athletic body perfectly complemented Chantal, and they were regarded as one of the most physically attractive duos in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. Despite Pedro's character flaws and how poorly he treated Chantal, she was always willing to forgive her handsome husband. Does Pedro use his good looks to sell houses? Pedro leverages his looks to sell more properties. Pedro's real estate journey began in 2021 when he obtained his license from the Georgia Real Estate Commission, after which he was employed at the Laura Delgado Realty Group. Pedro's work at the realty company marked the beginning of the end of his relationship with Chantal, as he considered his work more important than their romance. Since their divorce, Pedro has stepped up his real estate activities up a notch, with his Instagram page littered with pictures and videos of him advertising houses for sale. However, besides the fame he attained on the family Chantal, Pedro also has a strategy by which he attracts customers with his good looks. Pedro is featured heavily in most posts on his Instagram to advertise his properties. However, the reality star also makes it a point to smile warmly at the camera and walk around gingerly with the cameras on him at all times. While most of these might be considered perfect marketing strategies, Pedro often overdosed them, featuring more prominently than the house interior he's supposedly showing off. Still, the strategy looks to be working for him. Do people care about Pedro because he's so attractive? Fans shade but still appreciate Pedro's handsomeness. From being considered one of the fan favorites, Pedro's reputation underwent a complete change on the show due to how he treated Chantal to fans, who labeled him a gold digger for being all about what he could get from the marriage. Pedro was also called a gigolo for how much he relied on Chantal to provide before he got a job. However, once he became independent, Pedro lost the fans and his marriage due to his insensitive and inattentive attitude, making him a villain within the family Chantal fanbase. Pedro is featured heavily in most posts on his Instagram to advertise his properties. However, the reality star also makes it a point to smile warmly at the camera and walk around gingerly with the cameras on him at all times.